Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Let's just get down to it.
Welcome to Sweet Tea with Coach Key. Coach Key.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Real life stories of inspiration, perseverance, and prosperity.
Turn your radio up as loud as possible.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
I hope you have your teacups ready because she has the sugar.
Nothing like a cup of brown sugar to sweeten my day.
Now let's enjoy some Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key. Welcome to this week's episode. So I sort of have a confession. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm doing some paperwork and I'm sort of winding down my day, and I'm like, there's something else I need to do today, and I remember that I have to record, and I try not to pre-record because I feel like I kind of want it to be based on where I am in the moment. So it's, since I'm not live, I'm live when I record it, and I don't really want it to be pre-planned. It's where God leads me, where the Spirit leads me. So, because I feel like my life is a ministry, so what I go through, what I endure, what I experience, and so that I can share it and help other people. Now, remind you, I was a super, super secretive person for so long. So to be at a place now where I'm willing and in a position to even share, have this platform to share, it means a lot to me. So I went on to my the platform that I use to broadcast my podcast on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube and iHeartRadio, and I looked and seen my listens and my downloads, and I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot stop doing this. I guess I was under the impression that nobody was listening, and it's not like something that I go check. And I think it's a good thing that I checked before I decided not to do it anymore. But I was just like under the impression, like, is this really purposeful? And the crazy thing is, the last sermon that I set, the last time I went to the Potter's House here in Dallas, Bishop T.D. Jakes preached about impact and the fact that you don't want to just be doing something just to be doing something. You want to have an impact. God has given you that authority and that power to be impactful, you know. So that means a lot to me, and I've been thinking about that a lot, and also being in a position to be impactful. So when I came and I looked at my stats for my podcast, I was like, oh my goodness, like, yes. Thank you, Jesus. So, yeah, that's that. So I will definitely continue to, as long as y'all listening, I'm talking. As long as y'all listening, I'm sharing. As long as y'all listening, I will be using this platform. But anyway, I wanted to talk this week about a couple things, actually. The first thing that I was just talking about, wanting to being impactful and not wasting your time just to be doing something. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was being prepared, being conditioned for such a time. Maybe not such a time as this that we have right now, maybe a time in the future. And what made me think about this, and I'm just going to share this, and I'll save my other tidbits either for a YouTube video or for episode next week because it's going to be too long. But anyway, so if you follow me on Instagram and you watch my stories, you would have saw that a tree fell in my front yard yesterday. And when I told my husband about it, he was just so shocked, like, what? Like, I had called him at work. He's like, what? So he's pondering about how we're going to deal with this or how we're going to handle it, etc., etc., etc. He's a planner, and I'm more so of I'm just a verb. I'm going to do it. I'm going to run. I'm just an action person. Like, I just do. I'm a doer. And that's just the way that God made me. And I'm very, very, very solution oriented. I don't like to hear about problems that don't have solutions. I don't like to just hear about problems all day. I'm more so like, what we're going to do to fix it? Let's fix it. So, as I'm outside, I told my husband, I said, I'll call you back. And he said, I hope you're not upset. And I'm just like, no, I'm not upset. I said, I'm just what I just said to you all. Like, you know how I move, And I said, so this is what I'm going to do, X, Y, and Z. And I said, I know that you're a thinker, you're a planner. I said, so if anything comes to your mind in the process of me doing, the things that I just ran down to you, sure, call me and let me know so that you can be a part of this process too. And I told him I love him when we got off the phone. So I'm outside and I'm just sawing at this tree with this manual hand saw. Like, I know that I can do this. I know that I got this. I can do this. And I'm steady sawing down this tree. In the midst of me sawing this tree in this Texas heat, I'm just praying and I'm thanking God that my body is able to do this, because let's just be real. Let me just be real with me. I have not been the best to my body lately, with packing on so much more weight that I had previously released, taking on stress, or things that I just cannot control. I have not been the best to my body that I know that I can be. So that always sticks in the back of my mind. And I think also that that's a sense of love that God gives us. It's a discerning spirit. It's a conviction, so that we'll do better. So if you know you're not on the right track of any place in your life, whether it's fornicating, whether it's overeating, whether it's over drinking, whether it's overspending, or whatever it is, you'll know. And that knowing is not there to just be a thorn in your side. It's so that you can have that motivation to do better. And I was thinking that, and I was just thanking God, thank you for your mercy. In addition to that, I was thinking about how me and my husband are so different. And we have a lot of similarities, but we're very, very different in a lot of ways. And it has worked in our favor. And I thought about all the long period of time that I was by myself. And it was just me raising the boys by myself. And how much I struggled and how much I learned. And I just was like, oh my goodness, you were grooming me. You were building me up for this relationship, for this person, for this man, for this marriage, to be this woman for those children. And it just made me think about all the other relationships and even life experiences that you're waiting for, that you're anticipating on, that you're praying about every single night. And it may seem like those things are so far away. When in actuality, it's directly tied to us being prepared for that thing so that we can sustain it and don't lose it. Now, I know y'all like, this tree done fell and she talking. This is so far-fetched, but that's just how my mind goes, because I'm solution oriented, and I like to pull all I can out of my life experiences, because I know that I'm not just going through something for pain. I know that I'm not just going through something for frustration. I know that with faith, things are revealed on the other side. Faith comes with unanswered questions initially, but I do believe that if you seek, you will find. And if you're trying to make sense of those hazy areas in your life, God will show you. It will make sense later on. But if you don't have your eyes and your ears open, you'll miss it. So again, this goes along with friendships. People who said, I can't never find no good friends. Maybe you aren't the good friend, that good friend that you need. Maybe you are a good woman, right? Maybe you are a good person. But there's something in you that needs to be built up or extracted so that you can be an amazing mom. I just know that every single thing that we experience in life has a reason. And even if the thing that you want, you will never get, even the understanding why you didn't get it is essential. Come on, somebody. That's peace. Understanding why you didn't get something. I got a perfect example. How many of us have been in a relationship with somebody, and when it ended, you were confused? Later on in life, you think, oh, that's why that didn't work out. But if you wasn't willing to hear, see, and know, then you would have never got that clarification. So my advice to you this week is, one, to acknowledge where you are. Acknowledge where you're trying to go. Right? That's a huge thing. Where am I going? What am I doing with what I'm doing? So I'm sitting here doing whatever I'm doing, right? But what am I going to do with the product, with the outcome of what I'm using, spending my energy on, my time, my attention? The outcome of that, how is this going to contribute to where I want to go, right? And once you determine where it is that you want to go, think about all the attributes that you want to possess once you get to that point. And you could even flip it and think about all the things that you don't want to possess. I don't want to be, for me, I'm big on listening. Like, I want to be a great listener. Like, I don't think I can ever be I can never stop improving my listening skills, my understanding, my comprehending. Like, that is big to me. So where I want to go, ultimately, beyond podcast, is television. And I know that listening is going to be top of the line. Focus, commitment, like, oh my goodness, that's not something that you can dibble and dabble in and out of. Totally committed. So if that was to fall in my lap today and I don't possess all of the attributes that I need, what's going to happen to it? And that's even more devastating than never getting it. So this episode was a little bit longer than anticipated, but I did drop some gems and I'm proud about that. And I hope that you have a great remainder of your week. Take care.